What's up, guys? Part-time Gamer Dad here, and today I'm going to give you my final predictions for the King and Queen of the Ring PLE taking place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Now, this video is going up less than 24 hours before the PLE is to start, and I've already seen the results of SmackDown. If you don't want to know, if you haven't seen SmackDown yet and you care about spoilers, click away for now, go find out what happened and come back. But for the men's side, Randy Orton has defeated Tama Tonga, and then obviously Nia Jax has won the women's side for SmackDown against Bianca Belair. And with the recent news that the winners of both the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments getting title shots at SummerSlam, guys, I don't know, man. I think that it kind of changes how I feel about some of the winners of this tournament. Because if you watch my video on how I would book King of the Ring, you'll see that my pick for winning the whole thing, Gunther, is still in the actual tournament IRL. And I think that there's a really good chance he could win, but I still would have had him cash that opportunity in at Bash in Berlin. And the issue is that he has to use it at SummerSlam per the stipulation of winning King of the Ring at this point. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but what kind of matchup do you get? Because it's going to be Gunther versus probably Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest, and you're going to have heel versus heel either way. So I kind of worry about, does that result in Randy Orton winning the King of the Ring against Gunther tomorrow? I don't know, man. With that matchup, I'm going to have to go with, they teased Orton versus Cody, and I really think that Gunther is going to win King of the Ring. I think it makes the most sense for him to win King of the Ring. I think Orton gains nothing by beating Gunther, and Gunther loses a lot by losing to Randy, especially after losing the IC title. It kind of rebuilds him. So I'm going to pick Gunther to win King of the Ring. I still believe we're heading towards Orton versus Cody, probably at SummerSlam. I think that's the SummerSlam matchup for the WWE Championship. But I think that Hunter has a great story he could tell with Gunther becoming the King of the Ring and going to SummerSlam to fight for the world title. You could hot potato the world title a little bit. You could give it over to CM Punk, and maybe Gunther beats CM Punk. Drew McIntyre cost him that match, but I do think we're going to get CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. So I don't know, man. I don't know where this is all heading. It's very exciting to have this much main event top tier talent under one brand with Raw, and also to see Orton versus Rhodes, kind of that student and mentor storyline finally play out on a grand scale, and for the championship no less. Very exciting times. Gunther to win King of the Ring. Next, let's hop over to the Women's World Championship match. This is going to be Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. I'm going to keep it very simple. Liv has to win, and the reason is twofold. Number one, she always is the runner-up, and they built this really great story of her putting Rhea Ripley on the shelf, her kind of turning her back on being the person who always jumps in and helps someone like Becky Lynch. She tricked her into thinking that she had her back, and she jumped her, and I really like this character that Liv Morgan is kind of playing out at this point. But also, when Rhea eventually comes back, you're going to need Liv Morgan to be champ, and I think she should have a nice little run with it before Rhea comes back. I don't think you should just have Liv win it and then Rhea returns, unless that's what happens at Saudi Arabia, which could be the case. But I would have Liv Morgan win this one. I think Becky is a transitional champ, although I would like to see Liv Morgan be the one to have pinned Rhea Ripley to win the title. Unfortunately, that's not the way it's going to work out. So Liv Morgan to win the title. Okay, so for the Queen of the Ring, you got Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. I think it's really easy to say Nia Jax so that you get the heel kind of monster Queen Nia storyline and character. I hate it. You have an opportunity to make a massive star out of a new call-up of NXT. Everybody's going Nia. I'm going Lyra Valkyria to win Queen of the Ring, to establish herself as a big star, as a big deal on the main roster. Lyra Valkyria, I think we should, I don't want to say this might come off as mean, but I think we're going to see like a Hogan Andre moment where Lyra, being the much smaller competitor, really shows off her ability, shows off her strength, takes it to Nia and puts her down and walks out with the crown. Next up, we have the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn defends against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. I really think it's interesting what they're doing with Chad Gable and Alpha Academy. Otis is, first, he doesn't really want to side with Chad Gable, but now he has sided with him and given Chad Gable some victories. And it's hard to say like where this is going to go. I think we might see Otis cost Chad Gable the opportunity against Sami Zayn, or he might neutralize Bronson Reed and give Chad Gable the opportunity. Of all of the matches, I think this is the one I'm probably least confident in. But I think we're going to have Sami continue his reign a little bit further. I think Chad wins the title in a singles match, and I think we either do it at Money in the Bank or potentially SummerSlam. I don't think we'll see them at Clash at the Castle, but I think this storyline is going to continue for a little bit longer because there was so much in the build-up to Gunther versus Sami that involved Chad. I think with the heel turn and with the way we're seeing Alpha Academy incorporated into the storyline, I think there's a lot of juice left in this Sami versus Chad Gable for the IC title, and they're really leaning into the whole Kurt Angle comparison with the "You Suck" chants over his music the last week. But I think it's not quite time. I think they're going to let Sami hold it a little bit longer, so I have Sami Zayn to retain. And then we have the main event, which thank God it is not for the US and WWE Championship. I'm really glad. And you might think to yourself, well, because it's for the championship, for the WWE Championship, that makes it pretty predictable. I'd much rather it be a predictable finish than a schmoz or a double DQ or a DQ finish just to protect Logan Paul or Cody Rhodes. This is going to be the main event, I anticipate, unless King of the Ring's main event, which if so, like, that would be awesome. But also, I think that it gives it an opportunity to just have a lot of time and a really good showing for both guys for just be a straight up wrestling match with a finish. And I obviously have Cody Rhodes to retain. I don't see any way that Logan Paul beats Cody Rhodes. And now that I say that out loud, Logan Paul always shows up for these Saudi shows. You know there's a reason, because he has global massive appeal to all these different demographics. And would WWE be above putting the title on Logan Paul? Well, listen, he's already got the U.S. title. He's already got gold. We're heading towards LA Knight versus Logan Paul still. I really believe that's going to happen at SummerSlam. But I do think that Cody Rhodes wins it this time. They have the whole storyline of the brass knuckles coming to play. And Logan's like, I don't have them. I'm not bringing them. And then he said they found some on him, and he said they were Jake's. So does Jake Paul make an appearance? That would be pretty interesting. Do we have Jey Uso help his brother out, even though they're on different shows? You know, they're buddies. They're former tag team champs. Or does Cody Rhodes, he's been teasing maybe a manager coming along at some point. Is he going to debut a manager to help him against the Paul brothers? So it'll be interesting to see, but I think regardless of how it all plays out, at the end of the day, no doubt in my mind, the highest confidence is that Cody Rhodes defeats Logan Paul to retain the WWE title. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully we'll have some more content coming out, a more regular frequency soon. We had some vacation at the beginning of this month. Work's been kind of crazy, but we're going to a 4-day weekend with Memorial Day. 4-day, I definitely meant 3-day. So enjoy your long weekend if you're getting to enjoy a long weekend. If you're working, probably in retail, we appreciate you. Hey, guys, if you're shopping over Memorial Day weekend, treat your service workers well. Treat the people who are servicing you and working because of you well. And let's just be good people. All right, guys, I'll see you very soon.